My name's Andy Pratt. I'm Professor of Cultural Economy at City University London, and I'm part of a project called Creativeworks, which is a combination of a number of universities and researchers pulling together to create an integrated research project about knowledge exchange. This project in particular, we're interested in the exchange not just between people within industry or within practice in the creative economy here, but also between academics and those practitioners as well. This is a project to both investigate and promote knowledge exchange in the creative economy. So there are three main research strands in this project.
The three strands are place work knowledge, which is Professor Andy Pratt and myself, the digital economy strand, and the audiences research strand. With respect to our strand, what we're actually looking at, the questions have led on from what is it about London that makes it a creative powerhouse to what is it about place, work, and knowledge that makes London the creative powerhouse that it is.
Well, our main focus at the moment is looking at a series of case studies of what are called hubs. And these are places in which people come together to network. Either they might have workplaces there, or they may be simply places that people exchange knowledge, find out about the next work or the next contract. So it's a combination of those two things. So these hubs, we think, are an important node in this new network of the creative ecology.
We are the business incubator for the fashion industry. Probably 60% of the designers we work with are also supported by the British Fashion Council, which means that they get access to sponsored showcasing and sales support all over the world, as well as business incubation, which is the part we deliver. We've worked with 300 designers since 2003, which gives us quite a huge network. They have to have graduated, and they've been in business between 1 and 2 years. We've attracted now, it's £5.5 million of public funding over those 10 years. We don't tell designers how to design. I think that's the key thing. We rely on them to come to us with their own voice, with their own identity, and we'll help them develop them as a person and their identity through what they're doing. It's about allowing people to retain their creativity while they find the means to drive a sustainable business that's going to support their livelihood.
The thing about these hubs is that they all do different things, but they're in this sort of this umbrella term, the creative and cultural industries. The commonality between them is there is a parceling of knowledge, and there is a knowledge transfer that goes on, and this transfer happens in place, through practice, and through people getting together in face-to-face interactions.
It was very clear that there was a demand from fast-rising growth labels to be able to locate in this area, and there just wasn't affordable, appropriate space available for them to make studios. So that told us a big part about what we had to do with the building. The Trampery was founded in 2009 and was actually the very first shared workspace in central Shoreditch. I'd seen this deluge of entrepreneurs coming to the area and struggling to find anywhere to set up shop. There was going to be pressure for early stage innovators of all kinds to be looking at areas that were close to Shoreditch, but where the rents were a little bit more sane. This was a very strong candidate to be a new mini hub that started to develop a character of its own and an economy of its own. The next piece that's going to come into play is an incubator program. We'll be putting the first pieces in place for what we're calling the Fashion Lab, which will be a facility where specialised fashion equipment is made available for half-day bookings to the businesses based in the building, but also to a wider membership.
space provides the benefits of a mixed economy model, accommodating a range of practitioners that include visual arts, textile and fashion designers, graphic and web design, illustrators, furniture and product designers, photographers, printmakers, bookmakers, curators, filmmakers, etc. Our studios are deliberately flexible, so tenants can choose to either rent on their own, rent as a group, sublet, let out space in their studio, or any other innovative model of occupying space they can think up and find useful. So we support the whole range of practitioners, from cradle to grave, you might say, or from school to Turner Prize.
Well, one of the things is that I guess that people talked about hubs as a rather mechanical thing, almost like an address book, and you just match up one person with another. Clearly, it's something more than that, and simply having the information isn't enough. It's whom it's from, it's at the right time and the right place, and the same information may be relevant today, but past news tomorrow. Okay? So it's very timely, very significant, and that's what we're interested in, how all that stuff comes together at particular places.
I would say that the Trampery's philosophy is to work with informal dynamics and emergent dynamics as far as possible, and really to use formal activities at the minimum level necessary to foster the right dynamics. It's very much more an art than a science, and it is the single most valuable thing that we do, I think. We always work with a competitive application process and then try to pick people that reflect quite a wide spread from within the ecosystem, so that you've got the ability for the widest possible variety of collaborations.
The designers come to us with an emerging business, different scales depending on the programme, and they leave us with the skills to succeed. So we cannot make decisions for them. We have to enable them to be able to make their own judgments so that when they leave, they themselves are sustainable and don't have to rely on us. The market entry, this is one to many. We'll have an industry panel that come in, different every time, and we'll work with what used to be 20 designers, now is up to 40 or 45 the last time, and where we ran the market entry once a year, we're now delivering it 4 times a year. So we're reaching 100 designers a year and help them create sustainable businesses and monetize their talent.
So Space Limited stood for Space Provision, Artistic, Cultural and Educational, as one of those brilliant, imaginative and apparently simple ideas which has actually moved from theory to practice. So we're in 7 boroughs, we have 700 tenants. We managed to subsidise our tenants by economies of scale, so we have 700 of tenants, which means we can do a very efficient job of providing premises as affordably as possible.
We put cash into their business. They have to want to work with us in partnership, or else we can't add value to their business. The legal support is key. They get 2 hours a month. Doesn't sound like a lot, but actually, that would cost them an absolute fortune. So really, as they develop, they have to look at developing their trademark position. PR fees we pay because they must develop their brand equity fast, because they need to internationalise fast, is absolutely key. And production has become a really important thing that we now do. We have a team that only look at production, design and manufacture innovation support centre in partnership with Hackney. 40% of the businesses leave with sales in excess of £500,000 after 2 years. 25% in excess of 1 million.
We love taking over unloved buildings that often in situations where it's not economic to do a normal thing with it.